Challenge section of this championship for the over 25s, but it's the young guns that get away first and fastest. James Dye, who was always a brilliant starter in Super Teens, now carrying that tradition on in the Triumphs, and we're on board with the young Irish rider AJ Hutchinson. Fantastic on-board pictures we've been getting from his bike all season long. We see Rob Guinan in the blue leathers on our right, and alongside him, just going ahead of him in fact, the challenge leader Ricky Chadwick, the black leathers with that Cross of St George helmet. And now Linus Stern flatten the tank down the longest straight in British racing, the Rivet Straight. There we see Tim Jones just nicking ahead of us, and they get into the braking area for the S's, and someone's gone down ahead, and there's bits of bike flying all over the place. Goodness me, yellow flags there. Marshall's running. There's Rob Guinan, he's involved, he's up and okay. There's another rider that's ridden through there, but there's definitely two bikes involved. And Rob Guinan helping to pick up his machine. Well, we're going to have to wait and see as they cross the line who else was involved in that incident there. But up the front, it's Leon Hunt that leads from James Dye through Riches, the first right-hand corner after the long centre straight, the start and finish straight here at Snet. Well, all action there, and that was from the midfield, and that, well, we've got a replay of it. Now let's keep an eye on the back there now. That to me looked like, obviously Rob Guinan dropping it in the middle of the pack, but it looked like a biker got slightly out of shape ahead of him, and that is the bike of Ricky Chadwick. That is Ricky Chadwick, the leader of the challenge part of this championship. There's Ricky. Oh dear, poor. Well, at least he's up and moving away. If he looks a little bit sore there, being looked after by the marshal. Well, good to see both Rob and Ricky up, but that robs us of the leader of the challenge from this particular race. And here we are on board for the first time this year. We've got on board with James Wainwright, number 26, who had a brilliant time in the Super Pole race yesterday and just nicks down the inside at Russell. Now, who was that? Taking an arm in the air. That's Michael Booth. Michael Booth rides into retirement. He's just gone into the entry to the pit lane there, and he obviously had problems with the engine, realised it very suddenly and got out of the way very quickly. You saw how he pulled across the path and away from James Wainwright there at Russell Chicane. Well, my goodness me, 1, 2, 3 of them out within a lap and a half. There's James Wainwright, and behind him Steve Smith and Jack Sim. Then I think it's AJ Hutchinson. It is indeed being followed by Tim Jones, Josh Cagill there, number 14, as they power down the Rivet Straight. And here up the front, Leon Hunt, number 5. First ride in this series, James Dye, James Wainwright, Steve Smith, Jack Sim. Fast as you can say, and there's AJ, and there number 15 is Tim Jones. Tim has got all sorts of experience, and he is new to the challenge this weekend, the challenge for the over 25s of course, and at the moment he's hot on the heels of young AJ with the green and orange wheels there, the young Irish rider carrying our cameras as they come out of that slow Russell Chicane, and then onto the really fast uphill drag to the start-finish line on the centre straight, and then heeling over through Riches, up a very short straight to Sear, another very testing right-hander. Testing in the sense that you've got to get it right, because what follows is that Rivet Straight, that long drag race, and the better your exit from Sear, the more speed you carry down here. And look at this, we're going with AJ absolutely flat on it until just before you see the bridge, when you need to get somewhere near the brakes before the S's. Oh, and Tim Jones just nicks across our nose and takes the place left and right through the chicane. Then if we stay on board, we should run down into the bomb hole, this wicked little dip right on the apex. There it is, in and out. There's Ollie Linsdell being pursued there by Pete Middleton, I think that was, just going through the bomb hole. And around the long right-hander of Coram, Ollie, who's missed out on a couple of events recently, having taken wins in this championship. He's been off racing, I think, with his dad in various forms of classic racing, and also taking a win in the Isle of Man. And meanwhile, up the front, Leon Hunt still in the lead from James Dye, James Wainwright, and there Steve Smith in 4th place, but you can see he's still got the leaders in touch. Around Sear they come, and James Wainwright there in 3rd down the long Revitt Straight. James, the other camera bike today, hopefully pick up a few shots from that later on as Leon comes down into the S's. Leon has been not away, he's been away enjoying himself, in fact, in European Junior Superstock, and there's James Wainwright chasing him out of the S's in 3rd place down the bomb hole up onto Coram. Yes, Leon, of course, was one of the Aprilia Super Teens. A lot of these young riders started in Aprilia Super Teens. We'll be seeing them up next, of course. But he's in here this weekend, and he's hoping to really pedal the Triumph as fast as he can. He doesn't just want to win, he wants to see if he can nab fastest lap as well. There we see Greville Ball chasing hard. Now Greville, of course, will be aware that Ricky Chadwick, the challenge leader, is no longer in this race, so he'll be after as many points as he can in the challenge section of the championship. But he's got hot competition today. Tim Jones, who's a real ex-champion on all sorts of bikes, is out there for the first time on number 15. And there we see Jack Sim, one of our previous race winners through the year. And back up in 2nd place, James Dye, just flashing across in front of him, the leader Leon Hunt. James will want to stay as close to Leon as he can, but remember, James is leading this championship. He doesn't need to get into any messy business. He doesn't want to fight it out head to head necessarily with somebody like Leon, who's just really riding for this weekend only, because he is after the championship points that'll bring him the championship win. Leon will not be scoring points this weekend. And there, wonderful onboard shot of AJ Hutchinson. AJ just around the right, and there we are, changing down. He'll be over to the left in a second. There he goes, and superb. The sun glinting off the back of the helmet there. Wonderful shot, and another wonderful shot. Bit of a twitch too at Sear as Leon Hunt gets down the Revitt Straight, pursued by James Dye. There's James Wainwright, and look, hanging right off it. Steve Smith in 4th place, just behind James. James Wainwright dropping back slightly towards Steve Smith at the moment as Leon Hunt squirts from under that bridge in the lead through the S's. We should, well, he's got a bit of a gap on James Dye at the moment, and he's pressing on. He's the only rider under 112 at the moment is Leon Hunt, and he said before the race he reckoned he could get a 111 something around here at Snet, and he's certainly giving it the big one out onto the centre straight. This is absolutely critical for a decent time at Snet. You come out of that real stop chicane, and then the blast uphill on the start-finish straight, and it is uphill as well to the start-finish line. Leon goes out onto another lap. That's another lap in the high 111s. And there, further back, we see Tim Jones. Tim currently leading the challenge runners in this race. He's got Jack Sim, one of the Michelin young guns, behind him. Leon Hunt down into the S's. Cool, calm, collected, but extremely quick, and he is just inching away at the front as you can almost see him, can't you? He's just concentrating on really smacking in a quick lap. He thinks he's got the beating of the field in this one. I think he's probably right, but he's going to do this as quickly as he can. Very neat through the S's, staying off every bit of curb, and then head down and up the centre straight, and there he gives a quick wave as he takes the checkered flag, and he will have fastest lap as well. Through goes James Dye, championship leader in 2nd place, and we're on board with James Wainwright. We take the flag. Well, I almost feel like we did that right ourselves. James takes 3rd place then, and Steve Smith a good 4th, just acknowledging the marshals there. And whoa, let's do a wheelie. Why not? Is there a passing aeroplane? There might be.